All right. One, two, three.
Bear and
And
Bold
bold
save
save the
the
world.
world.
We're gonna have to figure out the.
You've really been working. Guys, we worked on that all week,
Look at that.
and we still messed it up. I think our question of the week is how to have the ultimate first date. Now, I have quite the preparation here. In fact, I have a page and a half of preparation on this ultimate first date. So if you're okay with it, I'd like to go first for today.
Please do, because I have a single bullet point.
A
I have one bullet point, and it's just a sentence.
I'm a big proponent of the idea that, when it comes to leagues, anyone can go anywhere. It's all free game, no matter where you are in that league set. It's all free real estate, as they say. From there, here's my plan. 2-part first date. Now, this date works best if it's someone that you're already friends with, who maybe you're trying to show that, you should be more than friends, because look at you, look at them, it's a perfect
Right.
Wabowski. You invite them over for a nice dinner. Now, it's important you're friends first, because obviously you can't invite someone over to their house, to your house, if you don't know them. This is
That's
why
right.
from here on we're going with the friends assumption.
Okay.
But you invite them over for a nice dinner, and you have to cook that dinner. You need to have a first date meal. Everyone should have a first date meal. Mine is my baked ziti that my mother taught me how to make. When I ran an iteration of this date, I actually put little what are they called?
You beta tested?
Battery powered candles. That's what I'm looking for.
That's what they call it.
That was really
So you beta tested this date?
Exactly. I did beta test this.
I see. I respect it.
You put in the freezer, you put in a bag some ice cream and 2 spoons. Put it in a bag so you can't see what's in that bag. Put it in your freezer. We'll get to that later. You invite the person over, and here's the key. The baked ziti should be coming out of the oven as the person arrives. That way you welcome them into your house. You go through the nice small talk, and then you say, oh my God, I got to go get, the food out of the oven.
You always have to say, oh my God, I have to go. Right.
Get your table ready and start to eat. Now, the key with this part of the conversation is you want to go for nice small talk where you're listening and responding thoughtfully. That's the key to a first date.
I agree.
Everyone thinks it's all this crazy science, but really all you got to do is listen and respond thoughtfully.
I'm proud. Yeah, that's excellent.
This is kind of the plot twist. If the dinner goes well, you leave the house. Now, you might be thinking, I already have this person in my house. If the date's going well, we're already here. Why can't we move over to the couch for a little movie? No, that would be the wrong thought process, because it's a first date. In theory, if this goes well, you'll have lots of opportunities to do that in the future. Here's what you do. You take your little go bag, which is like a surprise because you pulled this bag out of your freezer. They're like, what's in the bag? You're like, oh, it's a surprise. You take them to a location that I think the ideal is some sort of overlook. It has to be able, you have to look out over a town or, some sort of scenic view. Here's why. You want to create intimacy. There's nothing more intimate than looking at a gigantic big city, realizing how small you are, and then think about, oh, you're 2 people, so small, having this moment right here where you can just hang out and it's so nice. Intimacy created. What do you do with this time? You might think, oh, should I kiss them? No, you should listen and respond thoughtfully. Listen and respond thoughtfully. I wrote that 5 times here. So, I don't know if I need to stress that again.
You have to make that point clear.
It has, that needs to be on a t-shirt. That should be our first merch item. Bear and Bold save the world. Listen and respond thoughtfully.
You know what the sexiest word is? Heard. Just
heard?
Heard.
Spelled in which way? Which heard?
You say something, somebody just says, heard. I hear you.
Oh, sure. Here, I was picturing, like a herd of bison just coming across. About to Mufasa my ass.
You should have listened and respond thoughtfully, Eben. You gotta hear what I'm saying, man.
I know, I don't listen to my own advice. Now, I do want to mention, I did beta test this date. It didn't necessarily work for me, but I think that if I would have been taller, it might have. So, in addition to all of those things, I recommend for a first date, be tall.
Listen, okay, so I have a similar date.
Hit me with it.
And I think it's both better on some level and worse on some level. So I think your date works really well if you know that person, if you're friends, if you have a rapport. I think I'm gonna give you what I think is just the best first date if you just say, you see somebody, you think they're super attractive, you say, hey, go out with me. I'm going to give you the best first date to me. And wait, let me open my notebook. Let me make sure that I get this sentence correctly.
Here's his one bullet point. All the notes he took for this week, folks, right here.
Go get coffee. That's it. And here's what I'll explain. People add so much pressure to a first date. Let's just get this off the table. You don't have to do anything with a first date. You don't have to like them. You don't even have to really enjoy their company. That's the best part of a first date. You can fail. So this is a design to failure situation. This is a situation where anytime it sucks, you can just pack up and go. There's no meal. There's no check. There's none of that stuff. You get the coffee. You're sitting at a table, right? It might be in one of those cool little plate things, okay? And you say, let's just talk. Then you get in a conversation, and here's where I agree with your point, okay? You listen and you respond thoughtfully.
Yes.
And at the end of it, really, right, it's not one of those things where you said, oh, I had this whole first date and it failed. You can just be like, we went out to coffee. I don't really like them like that. You're not ever going to go out on like a date. But if it goes super well, then it's a brilliant date. So the A step is the coffee shop. If the coffee shop goes really well, okay, then here's the thing. You take them to your favorite place, the thing you like to do the most. You go out and do that thing. You say, hey, you want to get out of here? You really like bowling. Like, you really like bowling. You say, hey, you want to get out of here? I know this is going to sound crazy, but I love bowling. You want to come bowling?
Wow. Unfortunately, just the way you phrased that, in that moment, I was looking at you and I was like, wow, like, I totally go bowling with this guy. Like, all right. Right away. So what I'm hearing is you like low stakes. In fact, you like no stakes.
I'm the biggest stakes guy if we're in a committed relationship. But if I'm on a first date, I don't want to care. I want you to find me interesting, and if you don't, you can leave. And if I don't find you interesting, I can leave. People set up this whole first date. They're like, we're going to go to the beach and then the movies. And then, heck no. You're going to end up sitting on the beach for longer than you want to and going to a movie you don't want to see.
That's so funny. I love that we both were given the prompt, ultimate first date. And Bear here is giving you guys the ultimate first date if you don't want to be there. So we are seeing two sides of the spectrum here. Really, really.
I also think it's probably something that I've been in a long-term, like I'm in a long-term relationship, just been going for a while, and you are single at this moment. That's really what it is. Because I feel like if you would ask me when I was single, I'd be like, listen, man, you got to pull out all the stops, everything.
Right. You're like first date. Oh, no stakes on a first, because you don't need to ever you don't need to do a first date again. You just don't know the pressure of being single. You've lost your edge. You've lost your edge.
I literally stumbled into a relationship. It was so funny. You should talk to Tigress about it.
That's his significant other for those of you.
Right. That's her code name, but you should talk to Tigress about it because legitimately, I think I was just clueless, and then we had gone on enough like dates that I was like, oh, we've gone on dates. We should just date.
I just want to say, just to clear the record, that I was there actually at the beginning of when you and Tigress, first started doing your thing. And if I remember correctly, a young Bear walked into stand-up that day and told me that he prepared a picnic for this girl where he packed, what was it? What was the meal? I want to say chicken parmesan you packed for this girl on a picnic? You packed chicken parmesan on a picnic, but you're telling me that it's about a low-key first date. This is coming from the man who packed one of the most complicated meals ever on a... Where was the sandwiches? Where were the PB&Js?
But here's the thing. That was the first time I had asked her on a proper date. I said, hey, we've been going out enough times. We should have a proper date. And she laughed and said, don't you think we've been dating? And I said, yeah, but if we don't go on a proper date, then I'm gonna feel like I really am doing you a disservice. She is out of my league. Let's establish that. She's far out of my league. So she's
that is a good
out of my
league.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Everybody can agree on this.
Maybe you're onto something. I mean, at the end of the day, you're the one with the girl, and like I said, I wasn't tall enough, so you know how it goes. We gotta wonder. One guy on this call spent lots of money, time, and effort planning an entire evening, and another guy on this call went to a coffee shop. And
That did happen. That is how that
And
worked out.
you see where we are now. So there you go, folks. You can decide which one you want to try, and you let us know if you end up like Bear or like Bold. I think we just saved the world.
I think we just we saved love. I know that.
We saved love. Hey, I just want to say as a PSA before we sign off, what do you do when you're talking to someone you like? You should listen and respond thoughtfully. That's what it is. All right. This has been Bear and Bold Save the World. I'm Bold.
I'm Bear.
And we'll catch you next week. Comedy Bold. Like and subscribe.